TD Ryan Unleashed is brought to you by Scott Diamond, your State Farm Insurance agent in DeKalb. Call 815-748-3101 or stop by at 2587 Sycamore Road, Suite D in DeKalb. Like a good neighbor, Scott Diamond and State Farm are there. Pizza Villa, pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and more at 824 West Lincoln Highway in DeKalb. Don't forget Kids Eat for Free on Thursday. For delivery or pickup, go to pizzavilla.com or call 815-758-8116. Elder Care Services of DeKalb. Safe, secure, and supported. Helping you stay in home where you want to be. Call 815-758-6550 or stop in at 1701 East Lincoln Highway in DeKalb or on the web at ecsdekalb.org. My Insurance Guy in Sycamore covers Medicare to auto care and everything in between. Stop by at 204 South Main Street in Sycamore. Call 815-899-0950 or online at myinsuranceguy.com. Welcome into TD Ryan Unleashed News Podcast number 52. Big thanks to all our sponsors there. We appreciate all the support we received here. We're doing this just over a year now, and we thank you, all the folks that have helped us out, including our friends at the Junction Eating Place. They've been serving made-from-scratch meals in DeKalb with warm coffee and hospitality since 1969. Give them a call over there at 815-758-5441. Again, 815-758-5441. Great food there at 816 West Lincoln Highway. They also do catering as well. They have the buffet going again. The buffets from 4 to 8 o'clock with different themes. Friday night, you got the fish fry. You got Italian night, chicken night. Check it out there. Again, you can check out the website there. Again, they're the junctioneatingplace.com. And also, if you need catering, Takis to Go in DeKalb, located at 817 West Lincoln Highway, Suite H, is located family-run spot serving fresh, fast, and flavorful meals, including hot dog, gourmet meals, wraps, and Greek cuisine. They offer 24/7 catering service. Give them a call, 815-739-7146, or check them out at TakisToGo.com. DeKalb.com. That's Takis, T-A-K-I-S, TakisToGoDeKalb.com. We thank them for being a sponsor of the show. Now, coming up in a little bit here, we have a little problem. Is Dan Lynch, our newsman, the oak tree of the news department, is having a little family matters today, so he will not be able to join us, so we're kind of limited in the amount of news we can bring you. We are hopefully hoping Jan Kuntz will stop by. Jan Kuntz is our guest who's supposed to be here with us here, joining us from the Stagecoach Players Theater, talking about the latest production, SpongeBob the Musical. It's coming June 18th through the 28th at the beautiful Stagecoach Players Theater. Matter of fact, we'll be giving away some tickets to SpongeBob the Musical here at the end of our newscast, so be listening for that. Right now, though, let's take a look at the news, and we can tell you that according to the Daily Chronicle, a new township has accepted a new submission to fill the trustee. New DeKalb Township clerk was sworn into office. DeKalb County Clerk and Recorder Tasha Sims made it official this week, swearing in Catherine McLaughlin as DeKalb's Township new clerk. McLaughlin, who previously served as the township trustee, sought out the role of clerk when a vacancy arose in April. DeKalb Township has expressed gratitude to former clerk Joan Watson-Pertano, a personal friend of mine, just a wonderful lady, and did a wonderful job with that. They want to thank Joan for her work and McLaughlin for her ongoing service to residents, according to the township. The recent appointment, McLaughlin as clerk, opens up a vacancy on the Township Board of Trustees. DeKalb Township is looking to fill the unexpired position on the board, set to expire in May of 2029, according to the township. Those qualified for the job must be a legal voter and a current DeKalb Township resident for at least 1 year or more. Qualified candidates are required to submit letters of interest to DeKalb Township Supervisor Mary Hess no later than Friday, June 12th. They may be relieved and may be delivered in person or by mail to DeKalb Township, 2323 South 4th Street in DeKalb. So again, time's a waste in there if you want to apply for that position. Sadly, here, this one in the Chronicle as well, DeKalb police arrested Montgomery man last week after a woman told him he sexually abused her while delivering a couch to her apartment, according to reports filed by the DeKalb County Court. Arif Reyes, age 39 of Montgomery, was charged with 1 count of criminal sexual abuse, a Class 4 felony, according to documents filed in court on May 27. If convicted, he could face up to 3 years in prison. On May 23rd, the DeKalb woman told police that the man had hired to assemble a couch that she purchased at Walmart had sexually assaulted her. Hold on, we can take a break right here as we get Jan Kuntz is going to join us right now. And we are joined now by Jan Kuntz, as we said. Again, that story about the Montgomery man accused of sexually abusing a woman, again, where he was said he just wanted a hug. According to police, she declined the hug and offered to shake his hand, but when she did, Reyes launched at her and grabbed her in a sexual manner. 3 days later, on May 26th, the DeKalb police detective spoke with Reyes about the alleged sexual abuse. And in court filings, a detective wrote that Reyes told the police he requested a hug instead of payment for his services. Initially, he denied having physical contact with the woman, but later said he hugged her. DeKalb police allegedly in the filing, the woman told police a different account, saying that she did not hug Riaz and instead was sexually abused. Riaz was released and ordered not to contact the woman. His next court date is set for 9 a.m. on July 30th at the Circuit Court Judge. And joining us now, Jan Kuntz. Jan, of course, is with the Stagecoach Players Theater. SpongeBob, the musical, is coming, as we mentioned earlier, June 18th through the 28th. We're going to be giving away tickets here at the end of the broadcast. Jan, welcome. How you doing? Here, we'll pull that mic over. You're in theater. You know all about the microphones. How you doing?
Well, I'm behind the scenes, so I don't like microphones.
Well, get right up close to that, if you would.
Okay.
Jan, of course, has been co-chairing the Stagecoach Players Community Outreach Committee since its inception in 2020 after COVID-19 hit. She and co-chairs coordinated food and items collecting for Thanksgiving meals and Christmas gifts. Jan is also a longtime member of the marketing team and a recipient of the E. Nelson James Memorial Award. Congratulations for that.
Thank you.
For promotional excellence. For many years, she has been a producer for directors including Rent, Legally Blonde, and Cabaret, When I Grow Up, and currently was currently producing A Christmas Carol. Tell us, Jan, the difference between a producer and a director. I know a lot of us hear that term, but we don't know really the difference. What is that when you were your producer hat as opposed to your director hat?
Okay, as the producer, my job is to get the director everything that they want and make sure that everything that they want on stage happens. So if they want a particular item, I need to search and find whatever they need. Or if they want a particular look, I have to make sure that that happens. So I'm trying to make their vision come true. So it's their vision for the show, but I'm trying to just help them get that vision on that stage.
Okay. Can you give us an example? Was one recently that something like that? Now, well, what about SpongeBob? Because many of we older people don't know anything about SpongeBob. We know he lives in the bottom of the sea and he lives in a pineapple is all we know.
Bikini Bottom.
Bikini Bottom. Well, was that a challenge for the props and the stage items?
Oh, this is a big show.
I bet,
Terry.
yes.
It's a huge show. Yeah, it's probably, as we call it, the proppiest show that we've ever done. And the costumes, we have many costumes, and so our costume and props people are very, very busy right now. And so trying to get everything that we need in those areas has been a challenge, but it's also been fun. They've been very creative. They've had to make most of everything that they've done because this is totally new. Bikini Bottom isn't anywhere out there. So we are creating everything that we want for our show, which is also kind of fun, though, because we have this one section where you have musical instruments. And I told them, I don't want regular musical instruments. I want musical instruments that we would have in Bikini Bottom. And so they've just had, I hope, a fun time creating some really unique and different instruments based on our instruments, but, with pool noodles and lots of different fun things attached. So, yeah, no, it's been a challenge, but it's also been a lot of fun.
Well, we're timely as today's headlines. Matter of fact, you were in yesterday's paper, Wednesday's paper. We're going to talk about that article about that. But I am learning about SpongeBob. Now, this is off the AI, so maybe it's wrong, because a lot of times it has been wrong. SpongeBob the musical, Bikini Bottom faces total annihilation with the impending volcanic eruption while the town develops into chaos and panic. The relentless optimism SpongeBob and his loyal friend Patrick and their brilliant scientist Sandy Cheeks embark on a dangerous quest to save the underwater home. Is that right? Mount Humongous is about to blow up. Is that right?
That's it. You got it.
So that is correct.
That's what we're putting on our stage and building Mount Humongous and everything.
Oh, so you got to build the Mount Humongous.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
On a theater that has 9-foot ceilings. So it's been a challenge for us. But you know what? My team has been up to the challenge, and my actors have been great. We've been practicing this for safety reasons. You don't know why, but we've been working on this, especially that scene, for several weeks now. And last night we looked back on it, and somebody even made a comment, I can't believe we were so worried about all of this. Look at how easily it came together. And I'm like, really?
Now, we don't want to ruin anything, but do you create the illusion? Now, is this supposed to be underwater? Are we creating that we're underwater the whole time?
Yes. We're trying to, and we worked on lights yesterday. So we've got like this aqua blue lighting that we're giving it to try and give that feel that we're under the water, and actually everything that surrounds us. We kind of, I was talking to one of my people that's helping create some of the set decorations, and we said it's almost like you're looking into an aquarium.
There you go.
And so that kind of was my thought process for this, because when I was in my granddaughter's bedroom, I looked in her aquarium and I thought, there's Bikini Bottom. And so we've been kind of giving it that look and that feel.
I love that. We're going to talk about specifically your production, but again, filling out the The citizen of Bikini Bottom's panic as SpongeBob's boss, Mr. Krabs, immediately views the disaster as a way to make money by gouging the citizens for their cash. Meanwhile, evil Sheldon J. Plankton and his wife Karen devise an evil plot to hypnotize the town folks into buying his chum bucket restaurant food by luring them into a fake rigged escape pod. So there's a lot going on in this.
Just a normal day in Bikini Bottom. No, we have a lot. Here's the thing. If people know SpongeBob, they'll know these characters.
Okay.
If people don't know SpongeBob, they'll learn and they'll meet these new characters, and they'll be just like any other characters in any other show. So they don't necessarily have to be familiar with the cartoon SpongeBob to come and enjoy the musical.
All right, we'll talk some more about your production specifically, but I love reading about this too. And then I guess a protective bubble may be built at one point. But we have another news story to get to. Something you can probably relate to too, Jan. That help plan an escape room for teens in DeKalb. DeKalb Library escape room planning session runs through June 24. Teenagers in 6th through 8th grade through 12th grade can help plan and create a teenage escape room during planning sessions at the DeKalb Library. The free session will be held 3 to 5 on Wednesday, June 24th at the library's Nancy D. Castle studio in 309 Oak Street here at the library. Attendees can help plan decorations and clues for the library's upcoming teen escape room. Now, my grandkids got us to do the one in Sycamore, the Psycho Room, I think it was called. But
Yes.
I'm not one for those things, but we really had a lot of fun. The grandkids loved it, and we kind of got into it too. Have you done that? Have you done the?
I have not. I'm not brave enough yet because I'm kind of claustrophobic, and I'm afraid that I would panic.
All right.
Really panic.
All right. But that should be a lot of fun. And I love the fact that the teenagers are going to design it for
I love
themselves.
it.
That's
Yes,
a great way to see that. And again, coming up here in a future podcast, we just had Sycamore School Super District 427 new superintendent there. Dr. Campbell joined us, and we'll be hearing from Dr. Campbell in a couple weeks here on a future podcast. Looking forward to that. So as we said, you're as timely as today's headline. There was a great article about you guys in yesterday's Chronicle. SpongeBob musical promises to take spectators to Bikini Bottom. But let's talk about some of this here. Caitlin Jacobson, who portrays Sandy Cheeks in the musical, said she hopes spectators will find value in the show based on the hit children's animated TV show SpongeBob SquarePants, which premiered in 1999 on Nickelodeon. So do you know, I've never seen the show, so I can't really, sounds like they get some moral lessons in there while they're doing it, huh?
Absolutely. And I'm speaking directly to the musical because I wasn't a SpongeBob person. I did not want my children to watch SpongeBob.
I should point out Sandy Cheeks is a squirrel known as SpongeBob's closest friend, one of SpongeBob's closest
Yes,
friends.
and she's from Texas.
She's
so
a
yes,
Texas squirrel.
And she's a land mammal in a sea in Bikini Bottom. So
I'm laughing already.
Look
All right.
out, look out. Yeah, no, I forgot the question, Terry.
Well, yeah, but then she's quoted as saying, I hope that they will go in and people get expecting to see a goofiness, but they come out liking, well, wait, I actually learned something from the cartoon show that I watched as a kid. So are you trying to convey a lesson or just, tolerance or is it
No,
real
there
subtle?
are there are several lessons that emerge, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do the show, because SpongeBob is trying to prove himself. He sings this beautiful song, which is written by many different artists. The music in the show is written by many different artists, but he sings a beautiful song called "More Than a Simple Sponge." And when I first heard that song, I thought, boy, that's something we could all relate to because we're all somehow, some way trying to prove ourselves. And for SpongeBob to find the impetus within him and go ahead and do what he needs to do and believe in himself is a lesson that we could all learn from. Plus his eternal optimism. Even when it looks like destruction and doom are going to hit, he remains your eternal optimist, always saying that it's the best day ever. And I love that. I
like
that
Bob already, I
feeling.
know.
Yeah.
Now, this show is meant for all ages, right?
Definitely.
And so bring the kids.
Right. Adult actors and child actors in the show, but our leads are played by adults. So if people are coming thinking that they're just going to see a children's show, it's a little of both, but we do have adults playing in the lead roles.
All right, very good. And ironically, because coming up here on this date in history, the Stagecoach Players Theater has mentioned the fact that you guys started your theater back in the 50s.
Yes.
But the 25th anniversary of Stagecoach's current venue on 5th Street is coming up. The theater also is approaching its 80th show season in 2027. So
Exactly. Pretty
very
exciting.
historic. You guys have been there for 25 years? Wow.
I know. Isn't that incredible?
And a new marquee is on the way, am I understanding? Is that
That's right.
That'll
That's
be very
right.
cool. Stewie Simons, who portrays SpongeBob. Now, tell us about Stewie. He looks like a real character and playing a real character.
Stewie is an amazing actor. Stewie can do most anything on stage, and they are very adaptable with whatever I ask them to do. So it's been great working with Stewie. I can say that Stewie's character as SpongeBob is humorous, it's heartfelt, it's just wonderful. It's everything that I could ask them to be. So I can't say enough good things about Stewie in this role. It's one that you will want to see. It's a performance you will want to see. So well, all of them are great performances, but Stewie is amazing.
All right, very good. We should mention that SpongeBob is a yellow sea sponge who lives in the pineapple and the underwater sea of Bikini Bottom. I suppose there's a Bikini Bottom involved there somewhere.
There is.
Hunter Rose, who works as a Foley artist for the musical. As a Foley artist, what is that now?
Okay, Allison Hunter Rosine. They didn't get her name quite right
Oh,
in
oh,
the
I'm glad
story,
we can
so I'm
correct that. Very
glad
good.
that we can correct it right
Yeah.
here. Okay, this is something totally new, and it's a Foley artist, and what the Foley does is create all the special sound effects,
Oh.
and we are going to have our Foley right on stage. This is characteristic of SpongeBob the musical, and so she will be there right on stage making all those fun little noises like when Squidward walks, the squish, 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 squish.
Oh, that'll
you
be
know.
great.
So yes, this
And she's actually going to be on stage, so that's new
she's
for her,
going to
right?
be on stage. Yeah, absolutely. So she will be able to watch the action and kind of comment with her special effects.
We're talking about SpongeBob the musical, which is coming to the beautiful Stagecoach Players Theater June 18th through the 28th. Again, you can always call for tickets 758-1940 or go to stagecoachplayers.com. We also have John Jaworski, who portrays Patrick in the show, enjoys the challenge that his character presents him personally. Patrick is a starfish, most known as SpongeBob's neighbor and his best friend.
Yes.
Tell us about him. Tell us about John.
John is a great actor, and I know John made the comment in there that he really has to act for this role, and it's very true because Patrick is not the sharpest person in this show. He is often portrayed as being somewhat dumb.
All right.
I guess
There
that's
we-
the word,
okay.
I guess. So, but John's very bright, and so in looking for his character, he says, I almost have to think of the stupidest thing that I would do and how I would portray that. And so for his acting, he's had to really take himself outside of himself and look at what that character of Patrick might say and how he might say it and what his mannerisms would be like. But
That
we
is
learn-
real acting, I tell you.
It truly is.
And as I said, I quoted here, I think everybody can relate a little to SpongeBob, as you just said, because he is unique. He is not a simple sponge, right? He's so much more than that. Tell us about the kids in the performance. How was that? And how do you deal with them with the downtime when they're not on stage? And
It's a challenge.
I bet
It's
it's
a
a challenge.
They're active. They're excited to be there. They want to be part of it, and I love seeing youth on stage. I really do because I like to think that perhaps we are building the next generation of actors.
right, changing lives. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And so they are on stage a lot. They don't have a lot of downtime, but when they do, we have a corner for them. We have a place for them to go because there are about 12 of them. And so we try to make it comfortable and a place that they can go and just hang out at, but yet be ready for the next scene when they're asked to go on. So it's fun. It's fun to see their faces light up. And I know that many of them, don't quite get yet what we're talking about with that first audience. But that night, it will be electric. I
All
can
right.
guarantee you that.
I want to ask you about the music here in a second, but other
Okay.
things that are going on. We'll take a look at the community calendar brought to you by Stagecoach Players Theater. Stagecoach Players Theater. Go to stagecoachplayers.com for tickets to SpongeBob. Or listen, again, at the end of this broadcast, we'll give away some tickets. Call over 815-758-1940. They might not always get a live person, Jan, right? But they can leave a message and
Correct.
what night they want to go, and
Correct.
you'll call them back, right?
Absolutely.
That's great. DeKalb Farmers Market has begun at 10 a.m. to 2 on Thursday there in the Van Buren Plaza, downtown DeKalb. They have live music and lunch on site, food trucks there. So check that out. Flag Day Car Show will be in DeKalb at Brand Manning Ford out there in DeKalb. Will host the Flag Day Car Show from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday, June 13th. Awards will be given to the winners. Check out DeKalbCountyCVB.org for more information. Jan, when I used to do freezing, I still do freezing for food, but our first years was out of Brad Manning Ford. And we were off the beaten path where there was no traffic flow or anything. So getting people out there to donate was a little rough, but a great location to have this car show. That'll be a lot of fun. And then Sunday at Sandwich, the Sandwich Fairgrounds will host Sunday at Sandwich, a vintage, antique, and handmade goods market from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sunday, June 14th. The market is held the second Sunday of the month through October. Do you do that, the vintage thing, Jan? Are you into that?
Oh, I love it.
Do you?
I love
Okay.
it. I love all that, crafts and going to different vintage places and finding just different things,
I love it. And of course, our friends at Elder Care Services, one of the sponsors of this program, remind you that the 2026 World Elder Abuse Awareness Walk is coming up here. It's going to be on June 15th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Northwestern Medicine Health and Wellness Center. And if you don't know where that is, that's 626 Bethany Road in DeKalb. June is Elder Abuse Awareness Month. World Elder Abuse Awareness Day is June 15th, and each year, abuse against older adults and persons with disabilities is largely hidden and a growing social, moral, and legal issue worldwide. Join us in bringing awareness of the abuse of older adults and people with disabilities by participating in our annual awareness walk. Our walk is on June 15th and help raise awareness of abuse cases and from Elder Care Services. We had Tara Russo in here. I don't know if you know Tara, but talking about some of the cases, unfortunately, right here in DeKalb County, and it's just shocking to hear some people treat the elderly.
It is sad. It's just sad, and you don't think it's in your own backyard.
No.
But it is.
Yeah, and we can't turn a blind eye to that. So
No.
again, help out if you can. That's June 15th there at the Northwestern Medical Wellness Center from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And this is a really neat thing, Jan. Life as a teenager, because, I've had the honor of a lot of teenagers on the radio station through the years, and I've been so impressed with their maturity and their worldly wise at the age of 15, 16 years old. Well, Elwood House is doing a Life as a Teen exhibit. It's going on. The Elwood House Museum will hold a Life as a Teen exhibit celebrating the United States 250th anniversary. The exhibit was curated by Phoenix Academy and Kishwaukee Education Consortium, but basically just showing how the life as a teen in 2026 examined through lockers. And you see that they have a locker set up, and they have the items in the locker, and they'll explain how kids are living as a teen in 2026. So we're going to have them on our podcast here. But, Jan, these kids had to go through the COVID, when you guys started your charity work right after COVID. But, they missed a whole year of school. They missed a whole year of their lives, basically. And,
Exactly.
And you really can't make that up, It's just...
No. And I think we're still seeing the repercussions of all of that because they lost a year.
Yeah.
They lost a year. And I think that there's still some things in there that we haven't dealt with as far as all that's concerned.
I agree with you there. And, of course, our very own DeKalb Library, we're recording this right now, have all kinds of neat programs going on to celebrate our 250th anniversary. Coming up on June 24th, Women in Aviation at 5:30. The Roots of Southern Gothic Literature at 6:25, June 25th at 6 o'clock for adults. And Story Times at Crafts Independence Day on June 30th as well. They've done all kinds of great things here. We learned that Jack Benny was from Waukegan. We didn't know that. And they just did a thing on the Lone Ranger last week. It's so great.
I didn't know that
Yeah,
either.
that's so. Get on over to the DeKalb Library. Check out dkpl.org for all the great stuff. And, of course, our Look at the Community Calendar brought to you by Stagecoach Players Theater. Go to stagecoachplayers.com or 758-1940. Of course, that's with the 815 area code. A brief look at sports here. We want to congratulate Will Rosenau of Sycamore. Will is a multi-sport. Will plays football and track. Will still doesn't know which one he'll compete with in college. The Daily Chronicle 2025 area first-team football selection and second-place finisher in the Class 2A shot put. Rosenau won the Interstate 8 Conference in the Class 2A Rochelle Sectional in both the shot put and the discus. He missed the title by 0.06 meters. Throwing 17.26. Now, you used to throw the discus, didn't you, back in the day, Jan?
Yeah, I think I did.
Were you an athlete in high school? Did you play any sports?
Back in high school, I played golf.
Oh, golf.
Yes.
Well, don't be ashamed of that. That's wonderful. How did you start playing that? Was that from the parents? Or?
Yeah, from my parents.
Okay.
And then it was just something that I enjoyed doing, and I did pretty well at the time.
I was just, how were you under competition? Because, it's one thing to golf with buddies, but when you're under pressure like that.
I did pretty well.
Good for you.
Just saying.
Hey, look it up. But again, he will decide where to go. He's got a whole nother year. He's going to go into senior year. Rosenau has set school records in the shot put last year and keeps pushing upward. He improved his mark by 10 feet. So very impressive young man. I've talked to him before. He's got college plans to sort out. He's got offers for both track and football separately. NAU offered him a football scholarship in May, but he doesn't offer him a scholarship for men's track. He said no school has offered him both sports yet, but Minnesota State has talked to him about competing in both sports. And we had a young man, Cole Latimer, here, who's going to play football and baseball at NIU. And, by the way, get an education on top of that. So
right, nice.
You can imagine that. I know the pressure on these young people to do that. So we wish him the best, and we'll have Will on a future podcast. And that's a look at sports. And what we do, Jan, here, again, this is just like the morning show, is we like to read the obits because we have so many wonderful people that live in this area. And they used to have to pay. When I was at the radio station, you used to have to pay to have your obit put on there. And so we thought that was wrong. So We're going to do a couple of bits here as we do every week. Rebecca Denise Lindenberg, beloved wife, mother, librarian, teacher, and storyteller. How would you like that? Beloved wife, mother, librarian, teacher, storyteller, sister, and friend. Passed away on June 7th at the age of 68. She was born here in DeKalb in 1958. She met the love of her life, Gregory, in 1987. Their story began at a WTW pledge drive.
Nice.
How about that? Where a mutual friend thought they might enjoy meeting one another and invite them both to volunteer. Remember that in Channel 11 when they used to have the
Yes.
pledge drive all the
Oh,
time?
yes.
We used to, Mom would let us vote on one thing or bid on one thing. After spending the day together, Rebecca was convinced that she had found the man she would marry. She was right. Together, Rebecca and Greg built a 40-year marriage rooted in love, curiosity, laughter, and laughing. Daughters Lydia and Rachel. The family was the center of her world. As a librarian and lover of reading, she believed in the power of learning, discovery, and stories to enrich lives. Everything fascinated her. She approached the world with an endless curiosity and genuine excitement for learning something new. So how about great her? She loved to camp at the sand dunes of Michigan and the Black Hills of South Dakota, and enjoyed arts, crafts, singing, dancing, storytelling, and coloring. And a devoted dog lover, especially her dog, Lily. You know, storytelling is such an art, Jan, and I don't need to tell you that, of course, with the theater. But, you know, I always studied Ronald Reagan back in the day because inevitably when he made a speech, he always included a little story in there. And people would always pay attention to the stories, you know. And you guys at the Stagecoach Theater, that's what you do. You're telling stories, aren't you?
We are certainly trying.
Nancy Norris, age 89, passed away here in DeKalb. Nancy was beaten to death by her husband more than 55 years, Dr. Dame Norris. Nancy moved to DeKalb in 1979 when Dr. Norris became dean at NIU. Nancy was active in many returning to college after raising her family and graduated in 1983, an event that made more meaningful because her husband awarded her the diploma. How cool was that?
That's very cool, too.
After graduation, she worked at the NIU Center of Governmental Studies, served as executive director of the Illinois City County Management. Nancy loved traveling, especially the year she spent in Ghana. So she spent a year in Ghana. Wow. So if you didn't know this lady, you would never meet her on the street. Oh, you know, and by the way, I lived a year in Ghana. I mean,
Right.
Boy, I could do a whole podcast just on that. Where her husband taught at the University of Ghana. She delighted in hosting gatherings at her home in DeKalb, ranging from card groups to annual wildlife dinners and Kentucky Derby parties. She also charged her time in Minnesota at the family cabin, fishing for walleye. So she sounds like quite the lady there, Nancy Norris. So God bless her. And finally, Ernest McDonald, age 89, of Cortland. Ernest graduated from Pekin Community School in 1954, proudly served in the Air Force, National Guard. 1958, he married the love of his life, Jean Wolosky, at St. Joseph's Church, and married for 62 years. Wait, some of these marriages, just unbelievable. Many years of his career, he was a laboratory chemist working for Corn Products, Commonwealth Edison, and Nestle's. Now imagine the stories he could tell as a chemist for Nestle's. He's a faithful member of the St. Joseph Catholic Church, devoted a degree Knight of Columbus, along with American Legion Post 119. On the golf course, he was known as Easy E, and could often be found in DeKalb airports watching planes take off and landing. So again, the simple pleasures he loved. He played both the saxophone and ukulele, enjoyed jazz, performed in a marching band, was square dancing with his beloved wife, and enjoyed live music at Fatty's Pub and Grill on Friday nights. So another, just a very diverse person, just
Absolutely.
amazing when you read these biographies, their obits. So sadly they are gone, but we are thrilled to be able to acknowledge them. And finally, we look at the birthday list, and of course, this is our time now to give away two sets of 2 tickets to go see SpongeBob the Musical. This will be for the June 18th performance. Now, normally I formulate a question. Do you have a question, Jan, about the just a simple question that people could, something about SpongeBob? Can you give us a, where does SpongeBob live?
Or who was SpongeBob's favorite pet?
Oh, all right, what we didn't cover. I like that. All right, so who, I'm going to write this down. Who was SpongeBob's favorite pet? If you can tell me that, at tdryan2001 at yahoo.com. Again, email us tdryan2001 at yahoo.com. If you can tell us who is SpongeBob's pet, we will give you 2 tickets to go see SpongeBob, the musical, coming up on June 28th. Plus, we'll give you 2 gift certificates to Pizza Villa, pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and more. So you can go have a nosh before the show or have a nosh after the show. But check it out. Should be a great show, SpongeBob the Musical. And, of course, our friends at the DeKalb County History Center give us our own This Date in History Jam. We have one on June 1851. Honorable Isaac Wilson was the first judge elected to the new 13th Circuit Court, constructed in 1848. It is said that Judge Wilson received a good collegiate education and a law few men are better at reading. I should have read this ahead of time. He is a cultural gentleman. He receives all respect as a judge. He ranks among the best his long career upon the bench. Now, this is one I want to tell you. Stagecoach Theater built a metal prefabricated auditorium on Barber Green Road. The new theater was ready for its opening on June 11th, 1953. The foundation and the framework of the stage was put up by contractors, but the rest of the work was done by volunteers and friends of Stagecoach players. The first play in the new building was, Jan, a chance. This is for $20,000 and a new car.
It's something with the heart.
How about Androcles and the Lion?
Oh, I'm wrong.
All right, and you get a chance to who directed it, a chance to steal for a bonus.
I'm not going to be able to steal either.
Directed by Stagecoach founder
Annie Ray.
Annie Smith Gray. Right, you're right there.
Yes.
Very good. So how neat. So that was 1953. And then you guys have been in this location now for about 25 years.
Correct.
And then originally there was actually a stagecoach outside, and it was like a barn, right? That they
Yes.
had the.
Well,
production.
and that metal building that they were
Well,
talking
that's
about.
it. 53 then. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And when it rained, you knew it was raining because a tin
Oh yes.
building. Yes, yes.
And whatever happened to the stagecoach? Do you know? Because you guys usually have a stagecoach for ticket sales,
I'm
right?
sure somebody knows, but I do not know.
Okay. Well, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I'd love to
that's
know where
okay.
that is. And finally, in our bicentennial year, DeKalb kicked off the bicentennial with a flag-raising ceremony at the DeKalb Municipal Building on 4th Street. Quote, as the bicentennial and American flags are raised, Dr. Gordon Bird, NIU music professor, played the bugle salute, and DeKalb police stood at attention there. So that was back in our bicentennial 1976. We haven't really been able to enjoy our 250th anniversary as much as we'd hoped right now, but this is a great escape. It's another reason to go to the show, right, Jan? Because
Exactly.
It's a great moment, a couple hours just to escape there.
It is, and to see the optimism and to feel the hope and to feel that energy and just the fun of everything. It's something to go away with a very positive feeling at that point in time. So yeah, it's something that people should come and see. Put everything behind you and just go in and enjoy the night. Even if you don't enjoy musicals, I think you will enjoy this one because it's just so much fun.
Yeah.
And the music, like we were saying, is written by at least 18 different contemporary authors like Cyndi Lauper, John Legend.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, Sarah Bareilles. And so I was going to originally have a little game during the course of the show saying name who wrote those songs because you can pick out John Legend's song, I guarantee you. But we have to give them credit throughout everything. So their names are listed in the program, so that's not going to work. But yeah, I think they will definitely enjoy the music. Cyndi Lauper's song, you'll know it. It's just fun.
How did that come about? Do you know that were they all SpongeBob fans that they wanted to write a song for this? Or do you know how that happened?
I don't know exactly, but that's
Okay.
a really good question that
Yeah.
I think I should find out the answer to.
Well, Jan, it's been a pleasure. I want to thank you for all the work that you've done through the years. And again, your foundation that you guys have done since you started in 2020. Unfortunately, COVID caused another positive thing, though. It's with you guys. And you've done wonderful things. I know with Thanksgiving meals and Christmas gifts. What are you coming up now? We're doing this here in June. What do you got coming up here in the summertime? I mean, obviously, you guys have been show after show after show. It's been so impressive.
Right. And community outreach in July, we are going to be collecting for several different organizations, so they can be watching for that. And then in August, we have our big kickoff for NIU, and we collect food 2 weeks for that. We collect 1 week perishables and 1 week non-perishables. We take it over to the Husky Food Pantry. So we will be gearing up for a couple more events in the next couple months. So they can be watching for the community outreach.
All
committee.
right, great. And you're going to have to give me the answer to that trivia question when we get off the air here because I don't
Okay.
know what. But again,
I can give you the answer to that one.
all right. But again, if you want to see the show, we got 2 sets of 2 tickets and plus 2 gift certificates to Pizza Villa. TD Ryan 2001 at yahoo.com. Give me an email there, and if you have the right answer, we'll make sure you get those tickets. Jan, always a pleasure. Keep up the great work. And again, I was joking last week, and I talked to the director. I don't tell you to break a leg. Now, what do I tell you? What do I just have a great show? And
No, you can tell me to break a leg.
Okay.
It's fine. It's
All right.
fine. I appreciate that. Yes,
All right.
I'm very superstitious as far as theater is concerned, so that's just fine. And thank you, Terry, for being so kind to us. You always, make time for us, and we appreciate that.
well, it's our pleasure. Again, SpongeBob the Musical starts June 18th there at the beautiful Stagecoach Players Theater. And that's TD Ryan Unleashed News Podcast number 52.